me talk to you.
Welcome back, guys, to Dad and Son Wrestling Reviews. I'm Son and that's Dad.
Hello. Wait, what?
No, I'm Dad. Hey-oh. And we're going to be reviewing the latest episode of Dynamite this week. It is the post-redemption show. So plenty of all-in implications starting tonight for the build for the next, I think they said it was 32 days. We'll be down to about 30 days now. We're in the home straight to the biggest show of the AEW calendar, All In, which will be in London. But before that, of course, just a little bit from the Bible, if you want to go ahead, boy.
Show mercy and compassion for others, just as your heavenly Father overflows with mercy and compassion for all.
What one's that, mate?
Luke 6, verse 36.
It's very important as followers of Christ that we live a life where we are generous, and that's generosity through our own wealth, our own time, our own sacrifice, not through others, but by us being generous with what we have and the gifts and the talents that God has given us and that we continue to disciple in His name. If you're in a situation like us, we do all right. We're pretty happy. So what we try to do is we serve at our local church, help out with youth groups, etc., and stuff like that. And then we sponsor a young boy named Grayson who lives in the Philippines through Compassion. We get a nice little letter from him every now and then, and that just helps to supply him with the things he needs to get an education and to eat and stuff like that. And we're in a position where we're privileged enough to be able to do that, and Christ calls us to do that. Everyone's situation is slightly different. If you can't do it financially, you can do it with your time, or you can do it with a smile, you can do it with a hello, you can do it with a cup of coffee. There is so many ways to show compassion to those around you, and be like Christ. And that is just to reach out and to see how people are doing and to show compassion and love, because that's what our Heavenly Father does for us. So that's our little tidbit for for this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Also, shout out to Taurus BJJ. Thank you to the Luke and the crew for giving us a place to do our jiu-jitsu, and also being a place where first responders and stuff can get together and do those similar things, where they can show compassion and love towards each other in a safe environment. Other people that know the things that they go through. And a nice little shout out also to the Rockingham Sharks, to the team there, Alan and Maya, who are the manager and the coach of your team.
Yeah.
Thank you for what they do when they volunteer their time, compassionately again, to try and grow and give a group of young guys a chance to live out their rugby league dreams and to learn and to build connections. All us followers should be doing the same thing. So that's just our little 2 cents for this video. And straight into Dynamite. How'd the show start, big guy?
With Will backstage, just walking in.
Yeah, so Will Ospreay's walking into their show.
I think it was there already.
Yeah, he's probably been there for several hours, but they like to do that. It's a wrestling trope. The OTC does it for 3 hours on a 2-hour SmackDown or a 2-hour Raw sometimes, you know what I mean? He acts like he just drives into the building for his own segment or whatever. It just a way of building what questions will there be, what's going to happen with him and the Death Riders, what's going to happen with him and Omega. Death Riders obviously confront him.
He gets a shot in Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia gets in his face, what was that all about, Will, and just pops him one. So Garcia's kind of the fall guy.
I thought you'd ever get it.
Yeah, I don't know if I have really found Danny Garcia's jump to the Death Riders as engaging as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be building to him turning and finally overcoming John Moxley, because he had that little run where he just couldn't quite get the win on John Moxley. I thought that was the whole purpose of it, but he's just kind of floundered around and been a guy to take pins, so that Wheeler Yuta doesn't take 100% of them. Danny Garcia can take 40% of them as well. So that's been a bit unfortunate. But he will, grow being around Moxley and stuff like that. But I feel like this could be another case of he's just jumped onto another Jericho and he's going to flounder around as a minion and then move on to the next. And then when that disintegrates, it's he's going to have nothing to show for it. But hopefully that's not the case. Where do we go from after that backstage segment, mate?
Actually, Hangman comes in the picture.
Yes. So as we'll move past them, he comes in. Hangman's there. Hangman gets into his ear. He's like, I know what it's like to be on that big stage. Just know that I'm there for you if you need it. Will was, quite, he's being staunch and dark and stuff. But, this new Hangman's come in and he's quite happy and cheerful, isn't he? He's quite full of energy. He's refreshed and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like this weight's been taken off his shoulders with the whole world title thing. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with Hangman long term. So we'll just have to wait and see. Where do we go after that, mate?
Led into Andrade versus Nick Wayne versus Jungle Jack Perry.
Oh, crowd was hot for this one, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
crowd
and the how you know.
Yeah, so huge reception for Jungle Boy. He was over here. And then massive boos for Nick Wayne. So he's done everything right there. He's come in as he's essentially the heel within this trio. And then Andrade came in. He's got the
how you know.
Yeah, he's got the ladies on the side there. So that's his new theme. Real Latino man, sort of like that womanizer type Latino stereotype type thing. It works for him. Crowd likes it. And yeah, just a barn burner of a three-way match, wasn't it? Just with spots. Every guy got their stuff in. Every guy looked incredible. Andrade walked away with the win.
Yeah. Got the DM.
Yeah, on Nick Wayne, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it was on Nick Wayne.
Yeah. But it looked like Nick Wayne was going to win with the roll-up and then the DM.
Yeah.
Just got him.
Yeah, so he was, both, there were some near falls.
Definitely.
Jungle Boy had some really close near falls as well.
Nick Wayne had heat, Andrade Andrade was mostly out the whole match.
Yeah, Andrade took a lot of punishment in this match. Like both guys were just wailing on him. And that gave the chance for the young guys to have the spotlight. And then Andrade came in for some really great sequences towards the end. He did the pants ripping.
Yeah.
He got the pants off. He got the selfie on the outside. So he got everything you want from an Andrade match. It's great seeing him with the title. I hope he just defends this a lot. Obviously, they're going to have a little bit of a time period before he goes I hope he does go for another Don Callis family member title. And we go from there.
Maybe he goes for Kevin Knight because they had the two rivalry, and then maybe Carl Fletcher loses it to Speedball maybe, and then you have Carl Fletcher going for the TNT. Then you have Andrade going for the TNT. Then you have Darby Allin going for the TNT.
Whoa. Could you imagine that four-way match? Andrade, Kevin Knight, Darby, and Kyle Fletcher all in.
What would they do to Darby?
What would they do to each other? That would be a barn burner. That would really be. That would be a 40-minute spot fest of athleticism.
And Darby Allin would get Darby Allin would get what is it called? Brain busted through like 3 tables. Then
Kevin Knight would do some UFO off the top of maybe the entrance or something like that.
Or maybe even the top of a ladder.
Darby Allin coffin drop off the Titantron in the stadium onto Kevin Knight, and finally they finish that feud between those two.
What's the Tron?
The Titan drop, the big screen.
Oh.
Yeah, the big screen.
Like how he did with
Jeff Hardy and stuff back in the day used to do it.
Like how he did to MJF.
Yeah, but from even bigger, because it's not like he went off a small one. We're talking like the big, All In has a massive one, obviously, because it's their WrestleMania essentially.
Or maybe it becomes a ladder match.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many options there. Oh, Yeah, you're onto something there. That's a good. That gave me chills. That match.
I could be the next Tony Khan.
Tony, if you're watching, my son's looking for a summer job. Some work experience. If you want to put him in the creative team at Dynamite, he'll start Collision and then work into Dynamite. Don't put him straight in the furnace of Dynamite, but it'd be great. And I'm willing to tag along and live that lifestyle for a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe even get a couple of dark matches in. You never know. I've got some jiu-jitsu skills. Where do we go after this? Andrade wins. What was your rating, mate?
6-7.
6-7. Where do we go from there?
It led into Speedball and Brodito versus the Don Callis family.
And who were the members of the Don Callis? Jake Doyle,
Brian Cage, and Carl Fletcher.
Yep.
And there was a little backstage segment before that had the Don Callis family, and then it's Carl Fletcher said this title's always going to stay in the Don Callis family. Then Okada comes in, he gets a humongous pop.
Yeah.
Humongous, like they used to have with Will Ospreay.
Yeah. And
then he goes, yeah, it will stay in the family.
Yeah.
And then you could see Carl Fletcher going what is?
Yeah, they're definitely building that undertone where it's going to be. I think Okada turns on Fletcher and Okada becomes the main stable head of the Don Callis family.
Or maybe Okada gets out.
Oh yeah.
And then you have
Okada babyface would be cool. But yeah, so how did the match go, mate?
Good.
6-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, good match.
Speedball got it with a roll-up pin on Carl Fletcher.
Ooh. Now, if we're to believe wrestling tropes, he went over on the show before the title match. I would predict Carl Fletcher wins in Mexico. Just to go by wrestling tropes, it's always seems to be something that happens, isn't it? But AEW doesn't always follow the same one, so maybe we do get a title change at Grand Slam Mexico.
AEW don't like to go by the rules.
Yeah. They try to be the alternative, not the clone. Where do we go after the trios match, man?
Cope and Cage having an interview with the Young Bucks.
Yeah, so you got Renee Paquette in the middle, or Renee Moxley. So the Young Bucks, they essentially just they do the token. We respect you, they respect you. You're generational talents, we're generational talents. But then they get down to the nitty gritty, and then by the time it's nothing. And we then there's
actually a surprise on Collision.
Yeah,
the tag teams.
Yeah. There's not too much out of the ordinary here. It's like this match has been brewing for a while. This is a once in a lifetime type thing. The Young Bucks need to beat them to prove their legacy type thing. Christian Cage was a a-hole like he always is, saying some nasty things, and then it was essentially the end of that. So it gets the build going. Nothing said that wouldn't be said in a segment like this. Nothing stood out dramatically. No one went after each other's families or anything like that. But
Cope and Cage went and your wife's maybe next.
Yeah, Cage did that. But there's no there was no super viciousness to it yet. But I expect over the next 5 weeks or whatever it is, for there to be them to start to really build some tension between these two teams here.
Yeah.
Where do we go after the interview, mate?
It led into My Old World versus Persephone.
What would you rate this match, mate?
5.
5? Oof. I rated this match. I thought these two went hard. I like Persephone. I think she needs to start getting some solid wins on AEW though. She is the CMLL Women's World Champion. She should be. She should only be
Athena.
Yeah, she should be only the tippy top people beating her, and if not, because she's got the double contract.
The champions beating her and all that.
Well, this is a champ, so Maya May beating her and all that. But
maybe like maybe Harley Cameron and
I think she needs to get a win over like a Statlander and stuff like that.
Like
who don't
former champion,
Queen Amanada, stuff like that. She should be racking up some wins on them.
Maybe even Tekla.
Yeah, she pops up very sporadically, and it's usually in something like a title match like this where they want a really good showing. Yeah, and she takes it right to the limit. And then the AEW, the full timer AEW star tends to win it.
World kind of is like she just popped up and then she's like champion.
Yeah,
kind of like Tekla.
Yeah, she's. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. She's had a big build. She had that tragic passing of her brother in her personal life and all that, and that built a story and a narrative, and they've really gone with it. And she's proved, like at the beginning, I was kind of like, oh, that's a sweet thing to do, but I wouldn't expect her to go too far. And then she proved she could wrestle and belonged, and now she's the TPS champion. So I got no issues with that. And I just got issues with Persephone's booking at the moment. That's all.
And on her birthday, she actually won the TBS.
She did. You did have Sheeta try some shenanigans, throwing the kendo stick in there and all that. Didn't stop Maya Mode from picking up the victory because Statlander came out to help, didn't she?
Yeah.
So
and then at the end, she was raised. Statlander was raising Maya World's hand, and then she went like this at Sheeta.
Yeah. So that's how that one finished. What was the next on the card, mate?
Willow Nightingale coming out.
Yeah, Willow came out. She has a celebration. She gets quite emotional, teary-eyed. Says some motivational stuff about how she was a misfit and all that, and not to give up. She got injured, this and that. Her story. AEW's given her everything type thing. And then she's interrupted by Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
I should mention though, when she got to the ring, there was a big streamer came from the ceiling and all that, and the ring was just covered in streamers and stuff like.
Then Moné came in and like kicking all.
Yeah, Moné came in this extravagant outfit that had a tail on it, and it was like dragging all the streamers around. So it was quite hilarious in a way. She then pretty much says sign the contract. They both signed the contract for All In, and then the Divine Dominion come out after Willow essentially says she's gonna take out Mercedes Moné because she knows she knows she's belongs. She knows she's the best type thing now. And then Divine Dominion come out. She fights strong for a little bit, but then gets taken out and gets left there. And Mercedes Moné is holding the title high and all that. And that's the beginning of your true build for All In.
And then the Brawling Birds come.
Yeah, the Brawling Birds come make the save for any more extra damage, and that leads into them announcing a trios match for Dynamite. It's those three. It's the Brawling Birds and Willow Nightingale versus...
You mean Collision?
For Collision. That those two groups will be taking each other on.
A special Collision on the next day.
Yeah.
But we won't be reviewing that, but we may give some hints.
Yeah.
Like the Motor City Machine Gun Smurf came back.
Yes, that was that'll be all over the dirt sheets by now, mate.
Yeah.
But they're all elite now, the Motor City Machine Guns. It's good that they tried WWE, but I don't think it was gonna be a place for them.
At least they got a championship run.
Yeah, they're not a promo heavy team. They're a wrestling heavy team. You let them wrestle, they'll prove their worth.
I thought there would be a storyline with Shelley and what is his Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they just cut him short, didn't they? They just didn't have anything for him.
I think it was TKO that got him out.
Yeah. What happened after the Willow segment, mate?
It led into John Moxley versus Commando.
What would you rate this match, mate?
6-7.
Great match. Commando got some spots in. Moxley looked strong. It's one of those things where you knew Commando was never going to win, but he was just going to have a great showing. Moxley did what he did.
I actually kind of thought that because he was gonna land the finisher with like the running like on the top rope, and I was going, oh, is it gonna have a title change? And then you have him and Will Ospreay have it, and after All In, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
like him and John Moxley all out.
Yeah, I get you. But yeah, Moxley walks away. Looks strong as well. Does his pacing back and forth.
Commander should get a title run as well.
Yes, I do think he'd be a great TNT title holder.
Maybe even international.
Yeah, I do think his time will come. I think he's a real workhorse type champion you could have.
Even if you just give him the tag team championship.
You know what would be a great championship for him?
What?
When we're finished with this run with Andrade. Obviously someone takes it off Andrade down the line. Commander's your next babyface national champion. Because that's a great title to take elsewhere to like EMLL, Mexico and Japan and all that.
Because it's called the national.
Yeah, and just keep it moving around and stuff like that. Where do we go after the Moxley match, mate?
It led into Conglomeration versus Sturge match.
Trios match. How would you rate this one, mate?
3.
3?
I would have given it 5, but then I took it down 2 because I didn't like the result.
Yeah, so the Demander, your new Trios champions.
And then they defended it the next day. Yeah,
they defended it at Collision the next day. Both teams looked great. Big Samoan boy, Leano. He looked absolutely on fire. His body transformation, just looks so legit. He is a monster. He's the most fascinating piece of that team. Even though Ricochet's great and he's good on the mic and all that, that Leota guy is the X factor of that team at the moment. Just his body expressions, the way he talks, his aggression during the matches. He really pulls people into the matches, and he's doing some excellent work at the moment. To me, he is the star of that 3, if you ask me. So, Demand is your new Trios champions.
What is it called? The
the Lethal Twist or whatever they're going by at the moment. That trio that the conglomeration defeated at Redemption. They ran interference, and that assisted the Demand to get the win over the end. So they won it. Didn't win it clean. Shenanigans at Sewer. The other trio still trying to get Ricochet's attention and join that team. Apparently,
maybe since that's no interference at All In.
Yeah, we'll have to see. What happens next. What do we have to? And then we finish the show with the Kenny Omega segment, eh?
No, it's John Moxley was backstage.
Oh yeah, John Moxley's backstage with the Death Riders. They're essentially all having a go at we do things our way.
Then
Will Ospreay's not brave enough to stay with us. He betrayed us and all that. And then essentially Moxley announces the Continental Cup.
What's that?
Starts with 8 matches, so 16 contestants, whittles down to the final 2 at All In, and essentially it's just an elimination. So each the numbers drop down each by inch. I believe it starts next Dynamite.
Who do you think's gonna?
I think you end up with Moxley there. They only announced 4 people so far.
Who?
Moxley and then the 3 members of the conglomeration. So we'll see where the other. Yeah, they all announce each other. They all say they're in it on Collision essentially. So we'll find out the full brackets by the next Dynamite. And nobody knows who they're versing until those particular matches. So it's not bracketed up like some of the previous tournaments where they're doing. They're just going to announce the matches and stuff. So it keeps it a bit.
Maybe it ends up 2 of the conglomeration.
Well, who knows? I do think Moxley's there at the end.
What about Kyle O'Reilly beats John Moxley in the semi-finals?
You know what would be more interesting?
What?
If it's a Death Rider.
Oh.
Yeah? Maybe.
Death Rider versus Death Rider.
Yes, and then you finally... the Death Riders have been working out. They've had a purple patch with the Will Ospreay stuff that's working a bit, but you need to start breaking these guys. Danny Garcia. Hopefully you finally finish that story.
Or maybe... the person that would be the next lead if John Moxley goes out.
Claudio.
Yes.
Remember Claudio knocked him off in the what do they call it? The Continental Classic. Where
No,
where
I think it was no, I think it was Takeshita that got it.
Claudio beat Moxley at the very beginning when he was coming off all those submission losses to Kyle O'Reilly, and he had the foot problem. With that. Claudio beat him in a match. But then we moved into the Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega comes out, doesn't get much out before Will Ospreay comes out. They go back and forth in quite an emotional exchange when it comes to promos. Essentially, Kenny's having a go at Will Ospreay for even jumping on to the Death Riders, and then even having to think about it. Putting the bag over his head, and that he set a trap for him essentially. Because he can't get the job done. He was supposed to be his friend and all that. So, and then essentially Will's like, no, that's not how I do things, etc.
And then Kenny Omega
slaps him a few times, Japanese wrestling style. Whether it's a challenge type thing, and then essentially Will Ospreay puts him on his bum, holds up before he hit him, blades him, and says he doesn't need to do him like that. He needs him 100% come all in because it's his time to take he does a soccer analogy about, they're at the penalty kicks now, and, no one wants that pressure, but he wants that pressure. He wants to take the ball. He wants to be the one that bring it home.
I thought Wembley Stadium was a football field.
Yeah, soccer field.
Oh, I thought it was a different field.
No, it's a soccer field. But you're thinking, because we call it soccer here, but they call it football. That's why they call it a football field. But, Dynamite, good show. Not as extreme as some of the shows have been lately. This is a lot of story building. So I expect
But still a lot of good matches.
Yeah, good matches and all that sort of stuff. But they're really going to start gearing up over the next couple of weeks and really getting a lot of the all-in storylines going. So I expect every Dynamite to have some new thing announced and all-in hype to really start to go up from there.
Right. And who do you think's gonna win the men's casino gauntlet match?
I think someone might, come. One of these released people from WWE might come through and win it, mate. Like New Day Rose, maybe one of them.
But
because I think you'll have a few surprise entrances from those releases come AEW.
Who else was released?
A lot of white family members, etc., like that. But hey, I'm sure there'll be sneak peeks and stuff on the dirt sheets in the lead up. But yeah, that's Dynamite. Thank you very much as always. God bless you all. Thank you for watching and all that. Anything from you, big guy?
Mwah. Bang.